Oh, Jesus, look at this. Sorry, I'm always covered in hair. You just can't get away when you have 6 dogs. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Mars in the 10th house in Gemini for Virgo Ascendant people. As in what happens when Mars is sitting in the 10th house, for Virgo Ascendant, where Mars is ruling the 10th and 3rd house. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, check out the links here, KRSastrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently showing the Nadi, the Nandi Nadi, the easiest astrology you'll kind of learn. So, here's one of the things about even Nadi and Mars being in the 10th. So before we even jump into, Mars ruling the 3rd and 10th house, because of 3rd and 8th house, we see that Mars is in the 10th house. So Mars is going to now control the 10th house for this individual. So whenever it comes to their performance of their karma, okay, whether it's career, whether they're doing something for the society, whether the moment they walk out from their home, when they deal with the society, it is Mars that they have to deal with. So obviously, this is an individual that, first of all, will be always wanting to take commanding role. Like you will see that in their communication. Even if you get this person as an employee, when they communicate, the boss may even feel that intimidation by this person, because of the fact that fear is not going to be there. That, oh, you're my boss, so I should be like toning myself down, or I should be like, giving artificial, extraordinary respect to you. No, it's like an open book. They will tell you how it is. They will communicate with you exactly, practically what is wrong, what is not wrong. So even if boss has made the mistake, where other employees will be quite afraid of telling that, you made this mistake. This person will be like, listen, you made this mistake. And because of this mistake, all of these things could happen. We got to correct this. So that verbal communication of Gemini here with Mars, it's pretty much like a soldier communicating at work. They're not going to sugarcoat something. They're not going to be nice because of the fact you have a certain distinctive title. They're going to be like, I'm at war at work. This is like a war. I have to win this battle. Either you're with me or not with me. Because even though you're my boss, I'm here wanting you to win this war. And so I have to be straight. I cannot just be, soft-hearted just out of respect. My respect is actually showing you what the real opinion is. And then, of course, with Mars in Gemini, especially nowadays in 21st century, you will see many people who will attain technical skills, whether it's electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, engineering itself, going into especially dealing with technical communication. Languages related to technical communication, especially, of course, if, you see Rahu get involved in this. And especially, you will see, especially in the 10th house with Mars and the connection with Mercury here, brilliant accountant and mathematicians. Because Gemini is a sign of mathematics. As much as you will see it as Virgo, Gemini and Mercury represent the same thing. It's multiplicity, multiplication, okay, dealing with numbers, dealing with that fast, quick calculations. So in their work, whenever this person has to, let's say, and I'm not saying this to every Mars in the sign of Gemini, like I said, the connection with the Mercury has to be there for this person to become very good at crunching numbers. Whether they're analysts, accountants, or even doing work in technology, which again requires numbers. But here's the thing. If you have this Mars and you're looking for stability in career, like I want to be with this company for the next 15 years and I want to grow, I want to do this, and I want something stable, then you're always going to lose. You're always going to be frustrated. You need to be in an environment where you deal with a lot of ups and downs. Like, for example, these people can do very well in, investment banking or things related to stock market where things fluctuates. Big fluctuations can happen. Or project is changing, every month, every week. Something completely dramatically different comes in. So through my own experience, I've seen many people with this particular ascendant having this Mars will work for, companies like McKinsey and Company, Bain and Company, what do you call, Vanguard, and all that, where it's like these consulting firm where like 1 minute they're working with a company in Japan, the next week they have to deal with a company in UK, or even like KPMG. So unless you're in an environment that changes your project dramatically, yes, you can stick and do long-term work in that company. But otherwise, this person does very well either in their own business, independent contractors, or where they especially move from one company to another. Movement has to be there. Because not only, first of all, Mars is in Gemini, but it's the 8th lord in the 10th house. And eventually, because it's the 3rd lord in the 10th house, so if you see 3rd lord in the 10th, 10th lord in the 3rd, they have to be in a place where they are putting their own effort into receiving certain value in their paycheck, whether it's their own business, whether it's somebody who's doing the work where they get paid based on the project. So even though they're under a company, they'll get paid based on the project. And of course, because of your Mars, your younger brother does very well in their own career. But of course, if Mercury is there, then yes, you will have a lot of disagreement and arguments over profession and career with your brother, whether it's their own profession or whether they're trying to give their own criticism and opinion related to your career. So that becomes important. And especially you will see in a female's chart, whatever I've described with Mars, it's going to bring a very strong connection with the husband in their life. Even dealing with media, communications of some sort. Yesterday I did a reading for my sister's best friend who's dealing with a lot of stuff in India. And literally the first thing I looked at the chart, it was the ascendant was Dhanishta. And I saw the position of Mars. I'm like, what is going on with their Vastu? Tell me something about where's their positions of these things are. So my sister kind of contacted her. And the first thing that they say, they did Vastu in 2017. And ever since the day the Vastu was finished by a consultant, their mother-in-law fell, broke leg, was bedridden, and then finally passed away in 2020. And since then, up and down, and it's happening. And they did this in their Rahu Dasha. And right immediately I said, yeah, there's a big Vastu Josha in the chart. And it was actually because of position of Mars. I look because Dhanishta is controlled by Mars. And I was able to just extrapolate a lot of things with the Mars. But one thing you will also see, with Mars in the 10th, that actually a brother can be very helpful source for your career. Like, for example, if your Mars is in the 7th house, and let's say if you're in a traditional society like India, yeah, your brother could be introducing you to your spouse. And funny thing is, that's what I was trying to tell you this story. I saw Mars in the 7th house. The younger brother had introduced this person to their spouse long back. This was 20 years ago. So like I said, whenever a planet is in a certain house, they will become the controller of that house. All aspects will go through that. It's like they're in charge before you do anything. So Mars is in charge in the 10th house. And then now, of course, it becomes much more detailed where we see where the dispositor of Mars is and who's sitting in the sign of Mars, because that will also kind of change a lot of things. Like, for example, if Moon is in Scorpio and Aries, this person will get emotionally frustrated at work and a lot of anger will come out. Because if something is not done fast, quick and right away, the patience is not there. Versus if, let's say, Saturn was sitting in the sign of Aries or Scorpio, yeah, this person actually could be very, very patient, very mature related to how to deal with certain things. So that becomes the beauty of with this Mars. But again, like I said, you need to be in a work environment which is not stable. As much as you look at stability as a positive thing, in certain cases you don't want that, because you will actually grow more when things are not stable. And of course, Gemini is duality, right? Gemini, all dual sign represents the season, change of season. This is why we see there has to be a lot of changes. You should want changes. So if, let's say, you're getting a job that says we only have a 6 month long project and we can pay you, you should take that, because that will then help you activate this Mars in Gemini. And then while you're working, Mars will be like, oh, by the 5th month comes in, either they can extend your thing, or you will get new project which might be 8 months long. So this is where you will find Mars helping you out, because if you go against the grain of Mars, then that frustration comes in, and Mars will frustrate you in this position if you go against its grain. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis of Mars in the 10,000 Gemini for Virgo Ascendant people. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. If you want to know where your Mars is placed along with all your astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.